Hello and welcome to Deep Reflections Vibe Up, CXO series wherein CEOs talk from the heart. Today we have a very special guest, Mr. Sunil Arora. He is the CEO of 1WN, One World Network, and it is spread across 70 plus countries. He has his headquarters in Dubai and is based out of Radisson Blue India office in at the IGI airport. So we'll go to our guest today, Mr. Sunil Arora, and ask him about his journey and the spark behind why he started One World Network. Before that, let me introduce to you about a little about what I know about him, which is almost 4 decades of being a logistician, right? And what I have known about him, about his vibe, his values are very, very people oriented, very spiritual person, very humble person. And I think he brings that chief emotion officer vibe with him. By that, I mean the chief energy and motion officer. He really works with the people's energy and he vibes up the room wherever he is. So today we are going to just deep dive and learn about his story
Thank
and
you.
what
Thank
brought
you.
him here
Thank you, Deep.
as well.
Thank you very much. Those were some very nice introductory words. Well, I hope I live up to them.
I'm
Thank you.
sure,
That's
I'm
great.
sure, and we all are curious to know more about you, Sunil sir. So
Sure.
take us through your journey.
Yeah.
Talk about beyond the title that you have today, which is the CEO's title. Who have you been? What's your journey so far?
Sure. That'll be great. That'll be great. I think I've been in the industry, industry by industry, I mean the freight forwarding and logistics industry for almost 37, 38 years,
Yeah.
close to 4 decades. And this has come through inheritance. My father joined the logistic industry in 1961. That was even before I was born. So
Wow.
probably I would say the gene or the blood group that I have is called L for logistics. So right from the beginning, after having done my pharmacy, my graduation in pharmacy, I came in with my father. So joined him and we successfully ran a very uh, great company called Delta Air Freight for as long as 32, 33 years. And then finally, we sold that company to a shipping line. And then thereafter, a turn came in my life, what to do ahead. And then I was consultant for a few multinational companies, one in Austria, one in Brazil. And then this idea of coming up with the logistic network was very much within my heart since years. And so I started this based out of Dubai, giving it a global character instead of making it a typical Indian network. Of course, India is a great place for logistics; it's booming. But then, being in Dubai, it was more centrally located, and then the need for a great network was felt. And I do agree there are a lot of networks, but we came up with a very different vision and a mission that how we can genuinely introspect the need or the demands and requirement out of a network. So
Right.
that is when the idea came up. But
Yeah.
the inspiration behind, I will not fail in mentioning few names, came long back when I met two of my mentors or two people whom I really idealize. One is Mr. David Yoakum, the chairman and founder of a great big network called WC. I do met him sometimes in 2007 8 when he was in India, and it was we were at the verge of doing something together, but then that didn't work out. But then after that, I met Mr. Richard Overton, again a great personality. Unfortunately, we lost him a few years back. Who started X2 Network. So they too gave me an inspiration, and I really wanted to do something on the similar lines. And of course, I do draw my uh, vision through their projects. What they've done great, and I look forward to maybe accomplish something closer to what they have done.
I'm
And that's
sure.
the vision. That's the vision behind.
Yeah.
But having been a freight forwarder for good plus 3 decades, I understood the industry inside out, and I could visualize that what problems a forwarder has in networking and how important it is and what do they need to derive out of the network. So with those important points in my mind, I wanted to start this network wherein we can really deliver some value addition to their business, something which can be of great utilization in their business. So they can coordinate, collaborate, be dependent on each other, and then grow their business.
Yeah.
So, as I say, the mission of my network is to invest my efforts into the growth of my partners. That's very important.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So I hear partnership, I hear collaboration, I hear so many other values of really, you're humble enough, and you're grateful enough to your mentors. While I would like to mention for the audience that he has also bagged many awards, including the Mentor of the Year award some time back. So tell us about what life experiences most shaped the leader you are today.
Well, one thing is for sure that taking inspiration and guidance from my father, who was a self made man, started from scratch, worked hard, was with one organization for good 27 years. That gave me a feel that persistence matters. Sticking around with an organization and working hard for them matters a lot.
Right.
Longevity plays a big role. And then, other than that, the inspiration was never to give up, and that went on. Then with his guidance, I started this, and then earlier also had a very successful career with my own organization as a freight forwarder. And I'm very thankful to the industry who gave me opportunities to come in public forum representing various associations, being having led Air Cargo Agent Session of India as president, and then earlier to that, I was president with Air Cargo Club, was
Yeah.
on the advisory board of the Custom Committee on the Delhi Custom Broker Association, and of course associated with many government organizations like CII, FICCI, SHM, PhD. So that exposure, which I was fortunate enough to get during my uh, great years, really shaped me up and made me see the world in a very positive way. And there was learning at every step. That's what I said. And the leadership, of course, something is inside, but then something is what my colleagues, my friends, my mentors, my staff, my work, my team,
Yeah.
everybody has contributed to what I am today.
Again, we see a very humble CEO sitting right in front of us who's giving credit to, of course, all the credit goes to the father who has lived through, being loyal, being persistent, and all
Correct.
of those values have been embodied by you so gracefully. And that's the reason why probably you are so famous amongst the best of the networks across the globe, including CII and FICCI in India. So let us know what was the original spark behind, building One World Network. What brought you to bring this up as a baby?
Well, the idea behind was that what members of other networks are missing in spite of being associated with certain networks. What is where that they are not getting what they deserve, or what they are looking forward to. So that was a big challenge. So we I really worked upon those factors, those pointers or those directions which could genuinely help them grow their business across the globe.
Right.
And amongst them is true collaboration. Collaboration is fine. Then knowing people, developing a personal relationship, a bonding, and then being dependent. And dependence plays a very important role in today's logistics world. The logistics world has changed a lot. What it used to be a few years back. Few years back, it used to be a regional activity of any forwarder that is within the region. Very few were multinationals, uh, and then multinationals were not across the globe
Yeah.
in the true sense. But with the last 10 to 15 years, there has been an evolution of big companies coming across the globe. So smaller and medium size forwarders and logistic providers somehow felt away from the true business growth. And then they genuinely wanted to grow, but how do they grow? They don't have offices across the globe. They don't have reliable partners. They cannot do due diligence of the counterparts overseas.
Right.
And then above that, even if they know and if they're able to develop, they're not able to travel to every country. They're not able to know. So that is where I felt that a network can first take. priority in spotting the right people,
Yeah.
people who need business, and people who can deliver good services to the other counterparts.
Hmm.
And this effectiveness has to be put in shape. I understood, having gone to many networks with no offense and no criticism to any other network. uh, Coming back from a network, you might have 100, 200, 300 visiting cards and contacts, and but then again, you're lost in the word with whom to work,
Right.
and you are again in an open vacuum space. So that
True.
is what I did differently. We are expanding, we are growing, but we are taking all our time to do that. We are not in a number rush. We believe in what quality we can give it. It's not the quantity or the number of members.
Right.
So therefore, a network where our focus was to go slow, but to really make people connect with the right people, where they develop a bond, where they understand what sort of services we can give, or what services, sort type of services we can expect from the right partner on the other side.
Right.
And we just do not connect them. We just don't connect the dots. We really get involved into what they wish. For us, the main intention is that what you're not doing, so that we should focus more on that. We might give some value addition to what you're already doing, but we are more interested to know what you're not doing, and let us put in our efforts to create that vertical, that
Wow.
segment for you. So that's the real expansion. And then, of course, give and take business across the globe, third world exports. So, in today's very competitive times, logistics is the backbone of any economy across the globe. And with this sort of a geopolitical situation, people are really dependent on logistics world.
Right.
So, what I feel is that we can increase interdependence. We
Yeah.
can generally create a very strong bond between members across the globe. The important aspect for One Word Network is that how many countries we cover as soon as possible. We are already into 70 to 75 countries
Yeah.
where we have good, well established members. And our target is by next year and to get into about 110 countries. And all this time, we are working hard that we see that what they want, we are able to fulfill their demands, and really create an interdependence amongst members. So this is the objective behind. And of course, other than that, various verticals, like I would like to name some: project cargo, perishables, personal effects, temperature controlled activities, and of course, this could be on all aspects, whether it is warehousing, distribution, air freight, ocean freight, everything. So we are trying, we're diversified sect of activities which
Yeah.
where we put in our all attentions, and we have a very dedicated customer service team. We have a back end office in India, head office being in Dubai, and hopefully going slow, but we're going steady. We know our goals, we know our mission. Our mission is we always keep that in our mind, and we want happy customers, happy members across the globe.
Wow. Again, I would like to take our attention to the values that probably are driving the 1WN network. And I'm really touched by your vision. I think it's more about enabling leaders in logistics to expand themselves, go beyond their region to across the globe, and really build that connection. As they say, your network is your net worth. So you're really raising their net worth by building that network for them, and bringing these people together who are interdependently growing and expanding themselves. So you're really completing that bigger puzzle, the jigsaw and parts of the puzzle, basically helping them look at the bigger picture, that what can they be, like a trusted advisor, not just a leader of the network, but I think you're a trusted advisor to all these members as well, because of the years and decades of experience you have, your father had. It's a legacy, I believe, in the lineage that you're carrying forward through this.
Well, you said it very rightly, because sometimes we have members, or we come across in our discussion with our prospects, that everything is going great, but certain element is not letting them grow.
Ah,
and to our surprise was that the elements were not even related to the activity, the main activity of the company, that's managing the exim, but the activities were related to maybe human resource management, or maybe the company required IT transformation. Maybe they wanted to get into establishing their processes and various other management factors. And then, as you can understand very well, you yourself being a leadership coach, and you know that there was a lack of a leadership quality within the team. You may have a leader at the top, but you need to bring in the leadership effect and the uh, that enforcing leadership into every employee, every worker, every colleague in an organization. So I
yeah,
we are really working on that. We have partners who help them, develop IT interfaces for them, and we have a technology partner on board with us. And
awesome.
likewise, as we grow, we intend to bring in resource management experts also on board with us,
That's great.
operation management people also with us. So every aspect of an organization where they can grow, we are going to felicitate them, and we're really going to work on that.
That's great. And we are in talks for onboarding Heartfulness Institute of
Of
Leadership
course, of
and
course.
building the Heartful Leader as coach capabilities to really let go of that dependency trap
Yeah.
in the teams and build up that accountability and ownership within the teams that they become the leaders who can
Correct.
drive
So rightly
success and
said. So
performance.
rightly said.
So we're looking forward to that
Of course,
collaboration
we
and
would
serving
love
your
to.
partners.
We would love to be associated with you, and we genuinely want that your knowledge is spread around the world, and our members be benefited from that great expert knowledge that you have.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot. So, we heard a couple of challenges that you were deeply concerned about solving. Is there one deep challenge that you wanted to, resolve via your network when you started, and now you have a vision of going beyond 110 countries by next year?
I think one biggest element on which we focus, and I personally focus in the networking world, is developing a personal bond, developing a personal relationship with your counterparts, which matters a lot. That's the reason I emphasize most of my members to do come to our conferences, do meet people. When you meet people, when you talk to them, it's not only business, you know about the person, you know about
Right.
his qualities, you understand the vibe, the aura around. And when you meet someone, you tend to either do business or you don't do business. So that's very important. So you need to understand knowing people more closely. So that relationship bonding is the factor where I focus the most. And that's the reason our team interacts with them on a very regular basis, try to fix customer service meetings, building on customer relationship. So what I feel is that logistics across the globe is a relationship based industry. So
Right.
it's not
Right.
about the rates, it's not about the tariffs. Service, definitely, in today's world, service is uh, very important, because without good service, there is nothing called as good service. What I believe, the service
True
has to
that.
be good.
Yeah.
So there's nothing
That's
bad
the
service or good
minimum
service.
hygiene.
Yes, that's right. So
Yeah.
what I say, I always say service comes second. First is you know the person, you develop a relationship, you develop a bond between them, understand what lines, what frequency they work on, what frequency you can work with them, and business will follow. That's for sure. Business will follow. Prosperity will go on if you know a person well, and
Yeah.
you have that off the desk relationship with the person. Then the business is bound to follow, and then you can share problems. You will probably not share quotations, rates, and tariffs. You'll probably share what's happening in your country, what's happening in your company, how
Yeah.
can we explore and get into newer avenues, newer trade lanes. Third country logistics is something which needs to be really enhanced, and that can only happen when you have a very good relationship with uh, counterparts sitting across the globe. That's what I feel.
Yeah. So, what I'm learning from you in this conversation is the first most stepping stone towards expansion is relationship,
Absolutely right.
right? It's trust and transportation in
So
freight
true.
forwarding.
So true. Trust cannot be developed on systems. It cannot be developed on exchange of emails or web calls or Zoom calls.
Yeah.
that can develop when you genuinely meet that person, when you know about that person,
Yeah.
you discuss beyond business.
Wow.
And when that relationship becomes strong, then you don't have to bother about whether you it's a profitable transaction or it's not a profitable transaction. Of course, we are all business people, we do know that we have to make some money,
Right.
but sometimes when you have good relations, you tend to provide the best of services even at your cost, so as to maintain and retain that good counterpart overseas. And it's a give and take relationship. That emotion building, and you're an expert on emotional intelligence. I mean, and you understand that more than me. So this is what I feel is the time of the hour. Everybody is equipped with everything, but how effectively they can, uh, explain this to the counterpart and tell them, hey, we're going to take care of you and your business. That one line works. That's what I feel.
We are going to take care of you and your business. So
Thank
tell
you very
us a
much.
little bit more about the upcoming conference in Colombo.
Well, this is our second meeting. I would not say the second conference is actually the first conference, because the first conference was a leadership summit which was held in Dubai last year, wherein we brought in leaders from various industries: ocean freight, air freight, some people from the government, and the number ones of the organizations coming, or the decision makers coming, and you know rubbing shoulders, knowing each other,
Yeah.
and knowing about the character of the network. So that was basically a leadership summit. But this time it's a conference wherein we have requested our members to come up with their teams, and we are organizing a very extensive one-to-one meetings.
Wow.
And I would like to tell you that we are very blessed to have a board of advisors. They are all very, very accomplished, learned personalities who have decades and decades of experience. They guide us from time to time about how the world of logistics is moving, what impact the geopolitical situation is there. Then we have our esteemed group of founder members who have supported me right from day one. So this is a team which is like a family. So whenever we have a new member, we always say, "Welcome to 1WN family," and I'm sure this will grow, but grow with progress, not exponentially. That I need to have n number of members from a country. We have a very systematic way and a procedure of taking members from a country that's totally proportional to the exim of that country, that's the export import of that country, and also the major number of major airports, cargo airports, and ports in that country.
Mm-hmm.
So a bigger country with bigger exim and more number of ports will have more number of members, and a
Right.
smaller country will have a very limited number of members. So it's
Yeah.
not there is no Russian greed to have anybody and everybody to come and join us.
Yeah.
So we would like to go slow, but we would like everybody to interact and have some business. I know sometimes certain countries, certain members of ours do not get business, but then that is what bothers us also. So we are taking all our efforts to see that business happens with our members who are not getting enough business from other members. So this is and why Colombo? As you asked, sorry, I couldn't say that because Colombo has been a major transit hub for the world ocean freight
Okay.
for over decades now, because I still remember anything coming from Middle East or from Indian subcontinent or even from Europe. The two transit hubs that used to play a major role were Colombo and Singapore. So Colombo has always been a very trusted name. Sri Lankan economy is very steady, growing, and they have a very pro set mind towards logistic world. So when I thought of going to Colombo, we spoke to some government people there, and we talked to some big logistic providers in Colombo, and they were very positive. They really encouraged me. They really welcomed me, and we are very fortunate that the Minister of Civil Aviation, Ports and Customs will be there with us at our opening ceremony in Colombo. So that's an encouragement what the government is expressing. So, and other than that, Colombo has been a great market of the world. So we would like to go in those countries where we see a lot of export, import, logistics related activity, and with the scope. So it's a growing economy. so much to do there. There's so much
Right,
to do there. So
right.
I'm sure it'll be a great place to host. And
Yes.
of course, we have fullest of support from the government and the logistics community in Colombo.
Awesome. That sounds really intriguing. Even for me, I'm joining you as one of the speakers and
Thank you.
holding space via the deep reflection cards for
Thank you.
your
Most
members.
welcome.
I see so much nurturing element in your leadership, and you're really nurturing the network as the father of the family. And this is a family that you're choosing to be part of your network out of a lot of research, due diligence. So there is bonding, and there is very handpicking and choosing your members
Yeah.
rightly so that they deliver value to each other. And probably through the one-to-one interactions and the board of your organization that's joining, I'm sure there's so much value in store at the conference. I'm looking forward to meeting all of them,
Thank you.
the
Thank you, Deep.
grandfathers of the network and the father in front of
Thank
me.
you very much, Deep.
Yeah,
Because what I feel is that the initial years, if we can really work on our values,
right,
if we can really see that, as you say, the foundation years, if they go strong,
right,
then I'm very sure that this will not only grow big, but it will be uh, everybody will have prosperity going along together.
right,
And I always I'm willing to be corrected. I'm willing to learn. That's very very important for me. I meet people. I tend to see, hey, this is something which we are not doing, and every step and every day and every moment,
right,
probably every person that I meet, I learn something from him or her. So
right.
that's what I felt that, and again I would repeat that my father said that it could be a coffee table or a business meeting. What you've taken out of that is very important.
Wow. Wow. And I can see that in action. I can really vouch for it in action, how you take people together from ages and decades. You have them together with you in the network and beyond network. I think you have that knack of building relationships and bonding.
No
And
doubt.
probably that's there in the value system of your network that people are reaping fruits
There is
from.
no doubt about that. I have a very strong bonding with people. I
Yeah,
have a group of friends who are, they are with me for decades, and we are very interdependent on each other. So
right.
what I feel that also uh, plays an important role in your going forward and in your career, whichever be it.
Right, right. So we have a vibe up rapid
Okay,
fire round
sure.
now for you to answer. So I'm sure being a CEO of a network as big as this, and you have an aspiration and vision to even go bigger. And you are calling this as foundation here, but I already see the tree blooming and it's offering fruits to everyone involved. What keeps you awake at night as CEO?
Well, what keeps me awake at night is that I need to say that where am I missing the right link? Where is that what I can contribute in making people come together, know each other well, develop a relationship, a bond, a personal connect? That is what really matters to me. And then, I always keep thinking that how can I make it personal? How can I make it personal? When I make it personal, I'm sure I'm going to succeed, and everybody's going to succeed along with me. And then, of course, that vision that I need to put in more efforts to see that my members and my partners, my friends, my colleagues, they all grow. They all grow. They be benefited. That's what keeps me awake. What I need to do tomorrow morning, that gives a little value to, or maybe a step towards our mission.
Wow. Wow. That's growth mindset in action.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And one belief every CEO must challenge as per you.
I think one belief is that even if you're a CEO, you must never stop learning. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
Uh, every day, every moment when you go, you need to learn, you need to know, you need to enhance your knowledge bank. And there's always space. You can never say that you are perfect now. There's always the space and scope to put in more within you, and then when you have it, you're going to share it with others. You're going to make others feel enriched with that knowledge. So I am a learner, and I still learn from my seniors, from my colleagues, even my juniors, even my colleagues teach me a lot every day. So what I feel is that I may be having a position of a CEO, but I am one amongst the other.
Wow. Wow. You're changing the definition of CEO for me. And I'll share it towards the end what's emerging for me. So, one piece of advice to your younger self, if you were to go back in time, in a time machine, what would you say?
Well, do whatever you do, do dedicatedly. Put in your efforts and never stop taking risks. That's very important. Do not fear failure because if you're not a human being if you don't fail. That's okay. You need to take risks. You need to have faith and confidence in what you're trying to do. It's possible that it might not succeed, but that should not deter you to stay where you are. Of course, that will not take you back, but it will also not make you hold here only. If you're willing to take risk and if you have faith and confidence in your ideology, in your principles, and if you have clarity on your efforts, that okay, I'm being true and honest to what I do, that will keep you moving, that'll keep you moving. And then of course, be surrounded with positive people and people who can really contribute and enhance uh, your spirit and enhance or give you moral support inside. That's very, very important.
Wow. Wow. Beautiful. So, I think you answered my next question as well without even knowing the question, which is what keeps you going? You've
What
come
keeps
this
me going
far.
is two things, of course. My lovely family, my great loving gang of friends, my industry colleagues, and what keeps me going is the type of respect um, and love that I get from my industry people. It's not only in India or UAE; it could be any part of the world. I have yet to see somebody who I feel is not my friend. So we might not agree on ideas or working principles, but I always see anybody and everybody as a friend. Yeah. And I see that in the path of life, you may come across a crossroads anywhere, anytime. So be nice
Wow.
to everyone. That's my motto.
Wow. Amazing. And my last question, but not the least, is what makes you come alive and thrive?
Live the
Why
moment.
live the moment?
You live the moment. You
Yeah.
never know what's tomorrow, but you go ahead and don't regret what you've lived.
Wow.
So there should be a feeling that I need to do whatever I do today. It should not be a regrettable situation for me tomorrow. So I feel enjoy what you have. Keep a very great work-life balance in your life, and do depend on people who care for you and who love you. Sometimes people are very hesitant on being dependable on someone, but
Yeah.
no, I don't think so. There is anything wrong to really depend on somebody in times of need or in times of support
Yeah.
or in times of holding your hand and taking you further. There's no harm. Always us, always us. That's what I believe.
Wow. So, what I'm taking away from this last answer is it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to
Yeah,
lean on your
absolutely.
network, lean on
Absolutely.
your support system.
Absolutely.
It's okay to be dependable and be
Yeah,
dependent on
absolutely.
someone because
Absolutely.
everyone has something to share. And if they care for you, why not?
That's great.
Why not?
That's great.
Let them offer that care and support to you in the time of need,
That's right.
and maybe not a need, but
That's
it's
great.
the way that you come alive.
I'm looking forward for my next conference in Colombo, and
Yes,
I welcome everyone through you through this podcast that
absolutely.
be with us in Colombo, and I'm sure we'll make not only great business happen, but we'll also ensure that we all connect very well.
I can almost see everyone holding each other's hand in a circle and bonding really deeply with each other,
That's right.
and that making it personal coming true as a vision for you
Correct.
at Colombo conference. And 110 is a small number for us to grow to, I believe,
That's
this year
right. That's
with
right.
your vision and your energy. And what I'm taking away, CEO is someone who is compassionate and courageous. C as in compassionate and courageous. E as in entrepreneurial and energetic. and
Correct.
energizing.
Correct.
Right? O as an optimistic and open, as you mentioned,
Oh, thank you.
there
That's
is
that,
no
that that's great.
that
That's very
CEO's definition
so
you
well
gave to
placed.
me in the conversation today.
No, no.
So I'm really, really, really humbled and honored to have hosted you on Deep Reflections Vibe Up,
Thank
and
you very
looking
much,
forward
Deep.
to
I look forward to have you with us in Colombo and learn a lot from you.
same here. It will
Thank you.
be.